of all, I want to thank you guys for coming out, Let's hear it for Rollywood Racquetball Club for having us here. I'd also like to thank my friend Nick Pelican and the Pelican family for bringing us on. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is John, and I'm originally from Monterey, California. And I actually moved up here recently to Folsom, and I met these guys. These guys are sick. So, and pretty much we're part of a company called VEMA, and it stands for Vitamins, Essential Minerals, Mangosteen, and Aloe Vera. And basically, it's healthiest drink you can ever drink. So I'm going to show you a quick video, just showing you what we're about, and then I'm going to have some of my friends talk. All right? How many of you guys are excited after seeing that video? Yeah! Well, I'm going to pass it off to one of my friends, Brandon. He's been doing this for like about 6 months, and he's really killing it out there. I want you guys to hear him speak, right?
Fun! Yeah, who's excited? Come on, come on! Alright, well, cool. I'm going to share real quick my story on what this thing has done for me, but more importantly, I want to make sure everyone in the back can hear me, what this can do for you guys. Okay, understand 6 months ago, someone like me had no clue about business, money, my future, anything about anything, really. I consider myself completely average. And 6 months ago, before I go into my story, I want everyone in this room to understand what's going on right now at this moment. Has never happened, but is happening everywhere in 60 countries. And with or without anyone, this company will revolutionize the industry, and this movement will change the world. Come on. And we're just getting started, guys. We're in year 9. We are just getting started. So 6 months ago, I grew up in Half Moon Bay, California. Anyone know where that is? It's about this big. Cool. So I graduated there with like a 2.5. Honestly, not that book smart. But I had a lot of drive. I played sports all my life. So I always loved, the concept of something performance-based. Going to school just honestly wasn't my thing. Anyone feel like they can relate? Just not a fan? That was me. All right, went off to college. Had no direction, so I didn't choose to apply myself. You could imagine someone with no direction going to an art history class, memorizing the 3rd statue ever made in Egypt, not caring, right, regurgitating it and forgetting it the next day. That was me. I just had no clue why I was in college. For 3 years, I was undeclared. Switched my majors like back and forth. Never really declared a major. Honestly, I was majoring in girls and minoring in parties. That's why I was in college. And at the time, my grades started to suffer because I had no direction. I didn't do homework. I was showing to class. I was doing whatever. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, in college, not knowing exactly what you have to do, kind of profession that you have to fit into. Right. And I had no idea what I was going to do. I was on academic probation 3 semesters in a row on the verge of being kicked out of school. Meanwhile, I'm working at 24-hour Fitness in a private gym, right? They called that a conflict of interest eventually, and I got fired. So here's me, 21 years old, drop out, fired from a job. Sound successful? No. Not successful? No. Not at all. So honestly, I was looking for something. And I feel like a lot of people probably in this crowd, and college kids in general, are looking for something else. Because what's out there? Minimum wage, job, restaurants, pizza parlors, Jimmy John's, Wiener Schnitzel. That's where we work as young kids, right? And it kind of sucks. And you got to look at everything else. Jobs, not really there. 55% unemployment rate with college kids. Everyone is up to their eyes in student loans. If you're not, you know someone that is. Right. So I was looking for something, right? And my buddy from Chico, he got a wrong number phone call. Okay, a wrong number phone call. Picked it up. The guy goes, "You want to make money?" He's like, "Of course." He got on board with VEMA, which makes me think about little decisions, right, that you all make in life. Because if he didn't pick up that phone call, none of you would be here right now. Okay, but he did, and he drove from Chico to Half Moon Bay, tossed me a verb can. He said, "We're going to be rich." He said, "You go under him, they go under you, money and this." I'm like, dude, that's a scam. I'm like this. Obviously, right? I had a closed mind. But obviously, someone steps, into your house with a can, tells you you're going to be rich, and you've never been sat down and taught how to build genuine wealth. Obviously, you're going to shut it down. You've never been explained, how that works. From preschool to now, no one's ever sat you down and told you how to build a business and create financial freedom. Why? Because most people don't know how to do it. So obviously, I shut it down because I was never approached by it before. It's like this: people aren't afraid of the dark. They're afraid of what's in the dark because they don't know what's in the dark. Wow. Right? So I didn't know at first. I didn't know what this was about, so I shut it down. I thank God that he pulls a check out of his pocket, as I'm pushing him out of the door. I'm kind of like, scam, scheme, too good to be true. I trust you, someone tricked you, get out of my house. And he pulls a check out of his pocket for like $1,500. He said, before I leave, you should check this out. Check for $1,500, so it was a real check, real money. Okay, he said, I made that last week. I said, I made that last month. Like, what are you up to? And he got me on an Uber call, which is like a Skype call with a kid. And I thank God I'm open-minded. I thank God for my open mind when I got on this call. If I was like this on the call, I probably wouldn't be here. But I kept an open mind, so I encourage the newest person to also keep an open mind. Okay, because we just don't know what we don't know.
Right.
Okay, and I met this kid, 20 years old, no job, no boss, no hours, no degree, making more than my parents and their parents combined, and he did it in 14 months.
Wow.
Okay, so for me, I didn't know a lot of 20-year-old kids doing that. And I said two things. One, you know something I don't know, and two, teach me. Right? Because all my life I was listening to what? Mom, dad, teachers, professors, and friends. Realized I was kind of programmed to do what they did.
Right.
And I realized if I kept doing that, what everyone else did, I would keep getting what everyone else has. And if you want something different, you have to do something what?
Different.
So I knew I had to do something different because everyone was going left, and I wanted to go right. Why? Because I wanted a different result. So I met this kid with different results. I decided to what? Do what he does, says what he says, and get what he gets. And it's that simple. I listened to people that had the results that I wanted. I never wanted 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year. It wasn't really about the money, but it was what you can do when you have the money, right? Time freedom, financial freedom. And I never met someone my age with those sort of things. Honestly, I've never really met someone in general, with those sort of results. I was always programmed and taught that the only way to be successful is go to school, get good grades, build a resume, work for someone else till you're 75 years old, and keep a little slam your head against the desk, look at a calendar, picture why that you're never going to go to. That's what I was programmed to do. And I was like, okay, I want more than that. Right? So I met this kid, long story short, I got excited. Okay, but I wasn't, good at speaking in the beginning. I didn't have a company paid card through the company. I wasn't paid at all. Right? I was calling it Venmo my first week. So I had no idea what to do, but I was excited. So I went out to my friends on my upline, Brian Darrow. He said, dude, don't do this thing on your own. Right? If this company and everyone tried to do this on their own, it wouldn't work, and we're going to the billions. He's like, we need a system. If everyone uses a system that's learnable, then we're going to make it. And I said, what's the system? He said, well, you bring your network, your people, to me. If they hear this thing the right way, they're probably going to be stoked on it. But right now, you can't explain it to them the right way. Because why? Right now, you're not making any money. You couldn't answer their questions. You don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So you become good at inviting. Become a professional at inviting. You bring me the numbers. You invite. I present. They decide. And I did that my first week, and I brought about 15 friends in my room. I said, hey, come over tomorrow. They said, why? I went, I'll just invite someone else. Never mind. No, well, you just come over, dude. I have something I want to show you. No, what is it? Just bring someone. And they all came over, right? They were dying to see what I was talking about. I had like 15 friends in my room. I sat over here, in front of a TV like this, and I tried to explain a little bit. I was shaking. I was kind of like this. And I got my buddy Ryan on, and he explained exactly what you're hearing right now. 15 were there. 9 said, you're crazy, you're stupid. That's a scheme, scam. Get out of my life. They left. 6 stuck around. Okay, I made like $1,400 that week. 6 in 6 months has turned into about 200 people, to where I was able to start this thing kind of part-time while I was in school. I mean, I wouldn't really call it in school. And jobless, and was able to build it out to a full-time income, travel around, meet new people, change other people's lives. And I think, by the end of this year, actually I know by the end of this year, it'll be paying me a 6-figure income, and not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I was in the same exact position as you are right now. The only difference between me and the person here is I heard it for the first time, and I made a decision on day one that I knew this company was going to hit $1 billion in the next 24 to 36 months with or without me. And the vote leads. I didn't want to be the person that said, I wish I invested in Microsoft in the 80s, Apple in the 90s. God, I wish I got involved in Vima in year 9 before they even did $1 billion. Now they do $1 billion a week. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm nothing special, and I just want to get that across to everyone. I decided to put time and effort into something that gave me this result. When I saw Luke Kish, I understood one thing, that it's possible and it's learnable, and that he was a normal kid. And he went through a process to get a certain result. I always wanted this result. I think if anyone could write out their own story to their life, they would want this result. Right? But it always seems so far-fetched. When $1 million isn't a lot of money, it's just a different amount of money that you're all not used to. Okay? You think about money differently. Doing it and making the decision to do it became simple. For me, it wasn't a question of what do I have to do. It was a question of what wouldn't I do. You know what I mean? And then everything kind of, fit in place from there. So I'm going to bring up the next speaker. That was my story, guys. Thanks for listening. Next speaker is
mangosteen and aloe vera. And then every single one of Vima's products has the same Vima formula in it, which has 12 full spectrum vitamins, 65 plant trace source and ultra trace source minerals, as well as a very powerful blend of 3 antioxidants, being mangosteen, green tea, and aloe vera. Now, most of us in this room have probably heard of green tea and aloe vera, but personally for me, before this company, I was like, what the heck is a mangosteen? I mean, is it just another mango you just like go to the store and buy off the shelf? But no, what I found through research is mangosteen is the most powerful superfruit antioxidant currently known to man, which is absolutely insane. It's about the size of a tangerine, has a purple peel with a white segmented center. All the nutrition we get from it is in the purple peel. And why it's considered the most powerful superfruit antioxidant known to man? Because in that peel alone has over 43 antioxidant properties in it, all belong to a very powerful bionutrient group called xanthones. And what xanthones do when they enter your body through these products is help target and stabilize the excess free radical cells in your body, which cause things like type 2 diabetes, the big C word, cancer. I mean, oxidative stress, which is the premise for countless diseases and illnesses, as well as being the backbone for aging. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to drink these products and you're going to stop aging. You're going to stay young and beautiful, the same age you are right now and forever. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is with all the nutrition in the product to help supply your body nutritionally what it needs every single day, to help your body, again, get with the restorative process, and with the xanthones helping combat the free radical cells, it can help slow down the aging process to keep you healthier for longer. And so what Vima did is they took this incredible 2-ounce, very potent liquid antioxidant vitamin and mineral shot, and they put it into highly consumable products. Products that most of us, if not all of us, consume on a daily basis. They have things like an energy supplement line, which features healthy energy drinks. And can I just see by quick show of hands, how many of you have tried our energy drink, the Verb line? Yeah. And how many of you have tried it? Absolutely love it. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? So we have things like our healthy energy supplement line, our Verb line, which has healthy energy drinks, healthy energy shots. We have a tea. We have a weight solution line sponsored by Chris and Heidi Powell, which are the hosts of TV shows like Extreme Weight Loss. And they feature things like protein powders, protein supplements, metabolism boosters, breast formulas, pretty much anything you can think of if you're trying to look towards weight solution, as well as we're coming out with coffee in March. So again, what they did is just made pretty much products that we consume anyway. They made them extremely healthy for us as a transfer of dollars from things that are unhealthy for us to something extremely healthy for us. Yes. So just for an example, let's take a look at the Verb line, the energy supplement line. When you drink other energy drinks and other energy supplements, what you're actually getting is a big rise in energy, but then a giant crash afterwards. Wow. But when you drink a Verb with our energy supplement line, what it does with the nutrition in the formula, and since our caffeine comes from a natural guarana seed extract, it helps match your metabolic heart rate, so it gives you healthy, sustained, focused energy with no crash. I can 100% attest to this myself. And guys, there's so much credibility behind this company, it's nuts. It's been on Dr. Oz show twice in the past month. Yes, Oprah's doctor. Wow. Living is the healthiest energy supplement you can put in your body on a daily basis with a handful of almonds. He features in Esquire magazine. Men's Health Journal labels it the best overall liquid antioxidant you can buy, as well as being the official wellness product of the Phoenix Suns. So for me personally, I saw this credibility and I said to myself, okay, all these incredibly credible names, all these huge people would not put their names behind something that was either completely legitimate or extremely healthy for you. So guys, with that said, I'm about to bring up our very, very special guest that we have with us tonight. This guy is 27 years old from San Diego, and what's so crazy about his story is he was going to go to San Diego State University on a basketball scholarship. Unfortunately, he got into a car accident and lost his scholarship, but after that, he was introduced to Vima. 7 years later, fast forward to now, he started with 0 people with his network, growing into over 50,000 people, all actively consuming this incredibly healthy product and effectively building the business. So guys, if you truly want to see where this company is going, how to become successful in it, and pretty much how it all works, you will give your full attention to Brad Alcazar.
Alright, how you guys doing? Good! Excited to be here? Yeah! Alright, great. It's an honor to be here with you guys tonight, and again, if you came a long way, I know a lot of people from different areas, so thanks for taking the time to come out. I actually probably came the farthest, so appreciate your guys' time, as I know many of you guys have class and homework and maybe work tomorrow, so we won't be here all night. But again, really excited to be here with you guys to share a little bit about my experience with Vima. And my encouragement for you tonight, like they said, is to have an open mind. You know, as Oprah said, a closed mind in this economy could be the most expensive thing you have. Yes. And I can attest to that. in different situations in my life, but I asked that kind of question in the sense of what would you have done? Because many of us saw that movie Social Network. Many of us saw what happened with Zuckerberg and Facebook. And I wonder how many kids went on to class or went on to the gym, went to party or hang out with their friends, but somebody stuck their head in and saw what that guy was doing, saw what he was excited about, and obviously probably hung on to his shirt, and they were a huge part of that story, and they're probably very successful today. And obviously, as we know, Facebook has really changed the world. So, what would you do if you were in the right place at the right time and you knew you couldn't fail? And that's honestly what I'm excited about with this tonight. I've actually been a part of VIMA over 6 years, so I could give you guys so much in detail about the product, a lot about the company, a lot about BK Braco, the owner, but more what it could do for you, what it could do for all of us as a team here tonight, working together. I'm from San Diego, you guys, every day I hear about people losing their jobs. Companies are closing down, there's pay cuts, so I really believe it's forcing people to find other means, other ways to make money, and that's what's cool about VIMA, it's working. And if it's not for you, no hard feelings. I'm not here to push anything, but I believe when you hear the story and you see the product and the concept, it's really impressive. So real quick, I'll tell you my background just to tie all this together, a little bit about what happened to me, kind of the big picture, and I'll hand it off to our final speaker to wrap it up in a few minutes. But again, I'm Brad from San Diego, California. Graduated high school. My whole dream was to play in college, play basketball. That was my plan. If you're an athlete, you knew how important that was. And basically, it's funny how things happen for a reason. Went to a family reunion in Myrtle Beach, and long story, we were in a bad wreck. My mom's from the South, and we were in a bad accident as a family, so I didn't end up playing in college that fall, and that whole dream never happened. And pretty unfortunate, but I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that fall, either go to school or get a job. I was going to sit out to the following season and try playing the next year. And so at 18, I went and started a business. I didn't, want to go to school. I would have lost a year of eligibility. And most of my friends worked at the mall or a restaurant, and they really didn't like it. They barely made any money. They didn't want to get up on Saturday or Sunday and go to work. And if you've seen Horrible Bosses, sometimes it's like that. And so I was thinking outside the box. And at 18, like many of you guys that are with VIMA, I started a business. It wasn't this, it was flat screen TVs. If you guys recall, back in the day they came out, they were very expensive. They were about 10 grand. Everybody wanted an HD TV. And so I went and got my business license and a resale permit, and I really found a niche. I really found a unique spot in the market, and really was in the right place at the right time. My whole plan was I was going to save, sell people flat screens and do the surround systems. But when I was 18, I had no money to advertise. I didn't have a store, a showroom, or any kind of marketing experience. So I got creative. Tonight what you're hearing is creative. I did something different. This is different. But I found realtors. I would find realtors in the area. Hey, Brandon, I hear you sell the real estate in the area. I want to meet you for lunch. Hey, you just sold this guy a nice place. If you can refer me to your client, I can save the money off Best Buy. I didn't have the building, the insurance, the overhead, traditional expenses of a normal business. We would install it. A couple guys did installation with me. And every time you get me a job, I'll give you $500. Well, that little idea, that little word of mouth technique, my first year out of school, I made a 6-figure income, a little over 100 grand, which was a fluke as I look back today, but really I was in the right place at the right time. And I worked my butt off. Down the highway in traffic, getting 2 guys on a job, doing a bid, meeting realtors for lunch, back to the house to make sure the job got done right. And that was my life, my first 4 years out of school. I didn't end up going to college. I don't have a degree, not even a 2-year degree, but I did that for my first 4 years, and it was a really neat experience. I learned a lot, but the economy hit. Around 2007, as many of you guys probably have been affected, many people have been affected. It hit me. One, people aren't putting all that money in their homes. Nobody's going to spend $5,000, $10,000 on home theater stuff, not right now. And number two, with the big companies like Costco and Walmart, they began selling the flat screen TVs, and it kind of wiped me out. You guys remember the old Tweeter, Circuit City, good guys? Yeah. Those guys were around. Well, they obviously went out of business. And funny enough, that's what kind of happened to me. All the people I would talk to were like, well, we'll go to Costco tomorrow, we'll check it out. It was 10 grand at Best Buy, 9 at Costco, 8 at Best Buy. It was like Walmart will be any price. And now flat screen's like $800. So there's really no money in that as a business if you kind of follow where I'm going. So I found myself after 4 years having to make a change. I was kind of freaking out, like you said, Brandon. I didn't have a degree. I was debating on going to school and then going to play college basketball. But I made a decision. I made a change to VIMA, and it was the best decision I ever made. Now, obviously, you heard a lot of great information with Chris on the product, you guys. I was introduced to the product from my parents. Many of you here tonight, obviously, you heard about this from a friend. Yeah, I'll come through, check it out. I'll come by, it's not a problem. But I basically got introduced to VIMA from my parents. You won't be able to buy a home on 40 grand a year. And most of us, you guys, raise your hand honestly if you really one day want to retire your parents.
Yes.
Okay. You guys, it's not going to happen on 30 or 40 grand a year. And so understand that the plan that most of us are seeing, maybe there's another way. Maybe there's something you can do on the side, even part-time. And lastly, when you're young, you guys, working around 8 or 10 an hour is not the best. I know better than anyone. 20 hours a week, you're going to see 200. 4 weeks is 8. End of the month, you're going to make probably $600 to $700. So when I realized that, I'm like, wow, I can't work more hours at my job to make more money. I'll do it. I'll work harder. Number one, but number two, everybody looks around. What's up, man? You know anybody hiring your dad's company? Anybody have a job? You know, but the job market's not that great. So the concept of what you're hearing tonight, this whole idea, this YPR movement, VIMA, you can start your own business. With this, you can work for yourself. With us, but you can make your own money. And you guys, I fell in love with that idea. I saw the idea, and I saw there was the idea that there was no limit. And you'll realize in life it's not hard to start a business, but you need a vehicle. And that's why I tell you my background. Yeah, the dream of basketball never happened. I thought that was my vehicle to my dreams. You know, be successful, play basketball as far as I can. Obviously, the TV business I talked about, I thought that was my vehicle. The economy hit. I had to make a change, like I hope many of you kind of can hear and see tonight what we're doing. And then obviously I made the change to VIMA, and this is the vehicle I'm running with now. And obviously, like they talked about, the other reason that we're having the success is the product. Last fall, Dr. Oz had Verve on his show. When I first saw that, my belief went up and over the top. But I realized why people don't know about it. Verve is not in stores. It's not retail. Understand, if this product was in stores, why would I get it from you? I'm not going to get this from you, man, if I can get it on my way to class or my way to work. So if this product was in stores, it would kill our whole business, number one. And number two, as a consumer, I'd never buy that. I don't even know what that is. Whenever I go to the grocery store or gas station, I don't buy things if I don't know what it is. I buy like the same water, the same gum, the same chips. So I don't think this would sell in retail comparing to all the products on the shelf. And that's the beauty of what we're doing tonight. It's that direct contact. You get credit for getting me on the product. But if I got on it and liked it, and I got all my friends in San Diego, all my friends in SoCal drinking Verve, excited about this, if I grow, then you grow, so help me. That's the business that you're hearing about that we're excited about. So my encouragement before I pass it off to Mitch, and you can really hear his story to wrap it up. Number one, have an open mind. In this economy, you know, it's uncertain. I read articles in the New York Times that said our generation will not be able to retire to our mid-70s, and most of us will suffer low wages for the next 10 to 15 years. So understand, if you had an open mind tonight and tried Verve and liked it, to me it's a simple concept. At about $2.80 a can, it's a transfer of dollars. Tomorrow you're going to probably spend money $2 or $3 at Starbucks. I don't do that anymore. Sodas for lunch, drink water, energy drinks for your workout or party. And a lot of young people spend way more money, dude, on alcohol and partying every week. And again, I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying, if you're ready for change this year, maybe quit drinking, dude, for 30 days. Maybe quit smoking for 30 days. These are the changes I made in my life, and it's the reason I'm at where I'm at today. So again, I'm not here to talk about priorities and what you should do, but obviously it's a transfer of dollars, and it is probably the healthiest thing we do. Number two, I'm going to touch on this before I pass it off, is the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I want to know, what am I going to do? What is it in time and effort, and what I'm going to get in return? VIMA is simple. When you get 3 customers, your product's free. So right away, if you get started with us, we'll show you. We'll help you get 3 customers. Maybe get your mom on the VIMA for maybe the health problems I talked about. Maybe get your friend's aunt on VIMA. Maybe get your buddy's dad on Body. I'm drinking Body. It has 20 grams of protein. I haven't eaten dinner, so this is going to make me feel full. Thermogenics to make my metabolism burn, and it has the VIMA formula in it. And this stuff by Chris Powell, obviously he's a pretty well-known name. He designed our body line. He's the face of the product. So you can get 3 customers, your product's free. Then psychologically, you're not out anything. That's a good feeling. That's like you and I own a business and have no money into it, it's all profit. That's a great business to own. Okay, from that point, VIMA is simple. You build a left team and a right team. You can track it on your app. It's very easy to follow. Look around at other people's apps tonight, and you can see how this works. It's pretty simple. The way I figured it out was 2 schools, 2 groups, 2 areas. So let me give you an example real quick. Let's say you and I grew up together. I saw you at a party. Hey, what's up? How you been? Hey, I'm drinking Verve. You're like, what is that? Hey, I got one here. Try it out. You tried it and liked it. You saw the video at home or on your iPhone. You saw the big picture, and you got 4 friends on it at Sac State. Let's just say, as an example, she goes there. How many kids go to Sac State? How many in total, though? How many? Anybody? 40,000? 30?
30,000.
30,000 people go there, right? So you guys, there's a lot of people you can reach out to. So when you have 5 orders on one side, so she and I got together, she tried it, liked it, got 4 friends on at Sac State. Let's say, man, obviously You and I grew up together partying, playing basketball. I saw you at the gym. Hey man, how you been? You know, you're frustrated with your job, looking for change. You tried Verve. I talked to you about what I'm doing and what I'm excited about. Let's say you got 4 friends on it at UC Davis. You guys, when you have 5 orders on one side and 5 on the other, you're going to make right under $200 monthly. Right under that. So you're not rich, but if you don't have your 3 customers, at least you're making enough money to pay for your product. Again, you're in the green. Or obviously, like I said, get your 3 customers, 5 left, 5 right, you're making about $200 monthly. From that point, if I worked with her and helped her 4 friends get 5 on the product, so I have 20 orders on my left, your 5 buddies got 7, 35 and 20. That's at the level of gold. You guys, when you hit gold in Vima, let me tell you what that does. You're making right around $600 to $700 a month. So does anybody work part-time? Anyone? Where do you work, bro? GameStop. GameStop. I love that spot. Okay. Although I don't play video games much. But let's say, what do you guess? An example, dude. A lot of people here are working part-time. We're all young. But what would you guess ballpark, bro? Part-time, right? How many hours a week or a month?
15 to 20.
Okay, so part-time. What would you guess ballpark, bro, at the end of the month after taxes you take home? Just ballpark. $500. Okay, perfect example. So as an example, if he tried Verve and liked it, he found 5 friends, and he can help them get 10 people each on the product, creating about 50 orders, and you can compute that in volume. You're going to be at the level of gold and Vima, making around $600 to $700 a month. You could quit your part-time job. How would you feel? Pretty good. So my point tonight, honestly, and as an example, why are we having this success? Why is this going viral in the college market? You know, that now young people can build this, and at the gold level, you can pretty much quit your part-time job. How would you feel? And then double your numbers. Your 4 friends got 10. Your 7 friends got 10. Diamond. You're making about $300 a week. You have about 100 orders in your group. You know, a little over 100 orders. Many people here tonight are Diamond. Really proud of all the guys that have reached that level. It's a huge accomplishment. It took me 8 months to reach Diamond. At Diamond, you're making about $300 weekly. You're on your way, or a little over $1,000 a month. At Diamond, they're going to give you $400 a month for a car payment, so you can actually get out of your part-time job in a new car and even go full-time. If you're making $1,500 to 2 G's a month, you're going to start thinking full-time like I did. And in fact, about 700 orders on one side, 350 on the other. You're presidential, making $100 grand a year. $100,000 a year. That's $2 grand a week, $8,000 a month. You guys, it took me, following the system that Brandon talked about, 2.5 years to hit presidential with Vima and parents. Alex did it in 13 months at Arizona State with Verve and ASU. And you guys, in my group, in the left and right of my team, we had over 30 young people, I think 36 or 37, reach presidential and higher, ages 18 to 23 in the last 12 months. So understand what we're doing. And again, maybe this is not the right timing. It's not for everybody. I respect that. But if you had an open mind tonight, and you're struggling, you're frustrated, you're thinking of ways to get ahead, you need a new car, you want to get out of your job, you want to retire your mom, you want to get on the way to time freedom or some financial freedom, you know, honestly, track these numbers, 10 orders, 50, 100, down to 1,000. Honestly, you guys, it's very doable, and the best part is as a support group, we're going to help you. So obviously understand the numbers, figure out if it's worth the time and effort for you. Do some homework tonight before we get out of here on what? The website. You know, when you read about Vima on Vima.com, like you talked about, vitamins, essential minerals, mangosteen and aloe. If you take a Centrum or 1 a day, you know how many people take pill vitamins? Ditch it. Your body will absorb a liquid much better than a capsule or a pill. Right. It's actually about 80% absorption rate with a liquid, 80 to 90. Pills about 20 to 30%. So why do you think people drink Verve and feel good? Or I think people have such good results? It's how the liquid affects the body. So all your multivitamin, like you talked about, the 65 plant-based minerals. Many of us lack this in our diet. Athletes deplete their body of minerals when they work out. Mangosteen, a fruit high in antioxidants, known to help with like the joint pain, as he talked about, very similar to the acai. And it has aloe vera and green tea, decaffeinated green tea. Vima is preservative-free organic. It is what I know as the most complete liquid nutrition program you'll find anywhere today. Yet 2 ounces of Vima in Verve. Verve has 80 milligrams of guarana and natural caffeine, like you said. The black can has 120.